Hey, I was sent this so-called webinar to audit, but what I found, it wasn't really a webinar at all. There was no story, there was no structured offer, there was no emotional hook. And if you've ever created a VSL or a webinar that didn't convert, you should watch this video before you build another slide. Hi, I'm Cohen, and people call me the funnel therapist, and I've reviewed over 500 funnels, VSLs, presentations, webinars, sales pages across every niche imaginable. And in today's teardown, I'll show you why most VSLs and webinars flop, even with great products behind them. So here's what you're going to walk away with today. You'll know exactly why your last webinar or VSL didn't convert, or why your next one will fail even before you press record, unless if you implement what I'm going to show you today. Most importantly, you'll learn how to fix it using the same framework I give to my high ticket clients. And if you stick until the end, I'll give you my funnel DNA checklist, which has the 4 essential strands that every converting webinar, VSL, or sales page needs. And you can use that checklist to audit your own. Sound good? Okay, so let's talk about webinars and VSLs for a second. Webinars still work. VSLs still work. They are the most powerful one-to-many sales tools available, but only when you stop trying to educate and start changing beliefs. This is where Russell Brunson's perfect webinar script or Jason Fladleen's webinar success formula are a masterclass in persuasion. Their webinars, they don't just explain, they transform. Like every section of the script is designed to shift beliefs, handle objections, and build up a structured, emotionally charged offer near the end. Now, where did this webinar go off the rails? Let's have a look. So first off, these slides look great, but design will not save you if the message is off. And if we're looking at the opening, it didn't hook. It just briefed. It even has an agenda, and there is no story. There is no identity shift. There is no emotional pull. I would call that boring as, and you know what I was about to say. Now, webinars and VSLs, they need to start with why they're stuck and what's waiting on the other side. If your attendees or viewers don't feel seen in the first 30 seconds, they're gone. If there is no trade-off, like what they'll get in return for spending their time with you, the what's in it for me, if we can call it like that, they're gone too. So your opening is extremely important to make sure that you keep them and create enough curiosity and intrigue for them to stick around and listen to what comes next. There is like a vague implication of opportunity, but there is no specific outcome promised. So I have no incentive to stick around. So that's a fail too. And next, who cares? This kind of presentation, what they're doing here, only tech savvy or industry aware users will feel drawn in, certainly not the busy business owner who just want more leads and customers or recover some of his time. So the verdict here, it's a very weak opening. So this needs a big promise, an emotional hook, and be relevant to the viewer. They need to feel, I have to watch this, and if I don't, I'm potentially going to miss out on something huge. That's what you try to create in your opening. So let's continue and look at some of the other slides. We have historical context and development. Again, who cares? There is definitions and features further down. There are some marketing stats, for example. That's all very impressive, but it doesn't make the viewer feel anything. We buy based on emotion first. So There is no bridge built from that this market is growing and it has a huge potential to actually me or the viewer, like why they can personally profit from this now and why they have to pay attention. That's all missing here. If we slide a little bit further to some of the next slides, effectiveness, financial implications. Yes, this starts to wake me up a little bit because saving time and money and boosting conversions, that's all what we need to hear. But if there is no before or after, if it's not clear what the actual tangible pain is that's going to disappear, it also going to be brushed off really very quickly. If we then go further down, there are a few other things like benefits for businesses. This is where the introduction to the solution start, but this whole thing is more positioned like a tech platform and not a transformation tool. So yeah, there are some good elements in there, but it is very vague. There is no urgency. There is no irresistible offer. I couldn't even see the offer in here. They're talking about future trends and impact. I don't care about any of this if I would be the target audience. So here is the biggest takeaway. Webinars are not slideshows, and I see a lot of people make this mistake. Webinars are structured transformations. You need a hook, a story, and an offer. And when you strip out the story, the belief shifts, and the emotional payoff, you don't have a webinar. You have a well-designed info session, and well, nobody will buy. So if you've got a webinar or a VSL, or you're building one, or you're thinking of building one, and you wanted to convert clients, not viewers, here is your next step. I created the marketing DNA checklist and the exact 4-strand framework I use to diagnose and rebuild webinars and VSLs that aren't converting. It covers 4 essentials: psychological depth, sequencing, offer clarity, and emotional resolution. Now use that checklist to audit your current webinar or VSL or even a sales page, and you can do this in under 5 minutes. And you'll spot exactly what is silently killing your conversions. So look for that link below, click it, grab it, and if you want me to personally walk through your slides using this framework, feel free to book a free audit call with me. I'll show you where the gaps are and how to fix them fast. Because it's not your product that's broken, it's the pitch. If you like this video, please hit that subscribe button, and I will see you on the next one.